Alrighty, welcome back to Super D&D Season 6, Episode 15. We're about to get going with a little bit more of the session. We're back with Group A, or the group that started in the hot area, which is primarily Ashley, Mop, and Arya, with our Death and Pestilence horsemen. We're going to get right into the recap. If I could find the music that I want to use. OG classic one. Because we had some...
The OG classic one?
Yeah, this one. One that I always used to play.
Go!
Right. But to recap what happened last time, we have a bit of a doozy. Because this side of hell, with our three Motley Misfits, two horsemen, and a Shinigami, they have embarked on adventure through hell and landed themselves inside the massive flying metal dragon. They got to meet Captain Andre, and the second in command, Coco, as well as the rest of the crew. The plan was to have them take our heroes to the Blood Sea cities, and there they could get closer to the Hell City. In return, they would make this band of the Metal Dragon would get to leave Hell and go on Earth. To ensure this, Arya gave over her earrings, the one that originally gave her powers. However, as the night progressed, with them all getting to meet more of the crew and the Motley Misfits enjoying a little bit of a movie night, the horsemen remained restless, not needing to sleep, but having much on their mind. Pestilent wandered, getting a good layout of the ship, and after traveling around for quite a while, they ran into Death. Finding as much of a perch as they could on the ship, where Pestilence confronted Death on their strange behavior. Death confided in Pestilence that he was worried that the Motley Misfits were becoming too powerful, able to avoid death altogether, and they might be a catalyst in which the world follows and the horsemen will be no more. Diseases cured, wars halted, world hunger solved, and death stopped. Death wasn't sure what his next action should be, next objective, whether to strike before the fight with Thea or after, or he should now pull the now recovered soul of Zack back out again, cause even more chaos. He also mentioned to Pestilence that he wishes he had the other two horsemen as counsel before they made a move. With a lot to think of on their own, Death left Pestilence to think while he went back to his room. However, after Death left, the Shinigami, Hira, spoke to Pestilence on the matter, letting Pestilence know that he and the other Shinigami have immense respect for the horsemen, and Death especially, stating that they were not once the lawful warden of Death, but instead desolate and chaotic creatures of demise, or were conscripted to become something new in the wake of Death's absence and the other horsemen's capture in the abyss. While the heroes slept, an attack force led by the control desire demon, Lust, and a strangely designed set of robots, they managed to infiltrate the ship and capture the crew and nearly the captain as well, and nearly subdued the rest of our heroes. However, Pestilence managed to slip away through the vents using their mapped-out knowledge of the ship. At the same time, Ashley used her quick thinking to knock Lust off of her and wake up Mop and Arya. Only a short moment later, Pestilence joined them to help with the fight, or at least the new form Pestilence took. Pestilence managed to free Lust of the control of Thea, and the rest of the heroes finished dispatching the robots. While the dust has settled, it's unknown of what has happened to the crew, or what has befallen Death. So all of you, inside the ship, right now, Lust had recently just deactivated the last couple robots, and they lay motionless on the ground. Mop, still the half Mop body on the top, and the Steiner Stevenson from the waist down. What are you all doing?
Roll something to fix that real quick.
Well, how are you going to fix it?
Kind of just transform and transform back again. See if it's like turn it off and on again.
You
The switch.
you pop back into your full form, and it doesn't fix it at the moment. You can
Maybe...
can't even support your upper half if you try to stand.
Can I healing tone his bottom half and do a little ooh with my little fingers? Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't particularly do anything, but it doesn't hurt.
Do it fine. He's like, well, I don't know all I can do.
That seems like you got yourself in a bit of a predicament.
Maybe if you go to another
It wasn't like
floor?
that anymore. It was more
elegant.
Something like
Yeah.
that. More elegant.
Sorry, wrong character.
Wrong voice, shit. I'm so used to it.
Okay. If I like try to feel it out, like try to figure out what it is doing to my body, why it's restricting me from using the powers on my legs, I guess. I would have to roll for that, like an Arcana or like.
You would have to roll either an Arcana or demonic. Your choice.
They're the same.
Pick one. Different answers apply.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Arcana. Arcana's never done me wrong. On second thought, demonic
You
is
know-
a pretty good idea.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, never
roll the
mind.
demonic anyway.
Yeah, let's see it.
Just for funsies.
Better,
Yeah,
but
See?
no.
Yeah.
You look at it and you're just like, you just stare really hard and you're like, well, if I work my way through and feel it out, it could be. Your head hurts a little bit because you don't know what the fuck is happening.
What the fuck is going on? I thought I was immune to these things. Okay. Last thing, and if it doesn't work, he'll just go on with it, is to switch forms. Let's just do, like, demonic form for now.
Okay. You see the demonic form, you switch out of it, and then you try to swap into it? Correct?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. You don't swap into the form.
Okay. Alright, half mop today. We're going. Run it
Yeah.
down.
As of right now, Mop can only be half normal Mop and nothing else. He's currently disconnected from his silver forms
At least
and all other
it
forms
wasn't
that
your
aren't base.
arms.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just tiny little T-Rex arms.
swing still.
You may look like you have
What?
2 peg legs, but at least it's not your arms.
So as Mop is hard focusing, Lust, who was down and then got fixed, kind of stumbles back and like slumps into Ashley.
Ugh. I grab her.
Well, ain't this interesting? Long time no see.
You doing okay?
I mean, you hurt, as per usual.
Aria, could you help me out over here?
Yeah.
And I kind of give Aria the look of like, I kind of fucked her up. Oops.
There's just a hole kind of in her chest. Or like abdomen area.
Yeah, we're just
You
gonna
just start singing
spam
it back.
that.
Not to break up. I mean, not to break up the bond.
You can keep giving pestilence a
No,
proper voice,
fucking-
it's fine.
Fuck this. It's this one now.
It's this one now.
Yeah. She came in for
Pseudo
the grand
did something
appearance,
like this, I think.
Mm,
and then shriveled up into a raisin.
to Thea, so just stay.
Alright, fine, I'll stay this. It's Grandma Pestilence until Pseudo shows up. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Better differential.
I'm gonna laugh if Suda shows up and starts doing the
Forgets.
grandma voice as well.
Well, shit. Anyway, I love breaking up your little meetings, but there's still robots attacking the crew and death. I think.
As
The alarms are still
Dude.
going off.
yeah, as they're saying that, Mop is out the door.
What happened to you, Gorilla Arms?
Just following you out.
Beats me trying to figure that out.
Keep singing. And she scoops Arya up,
Oh,
like bridal
okay.
style, and starts running down the hall.
Oh, we're doing
No,
this
no.
now. Okay.
I will
We're in a
also
mess.
scoop Lust up. Actually, no. I'll piggyback Lust on my back
Don't.
then.
Well, she
Oh,
picked Arya up, so now you.
Good?
You picked both of them.
Oh, I thought someone else was picking Arya up, and I was just.
No,
No.
Lust just was like, all right, keep healing, and just picked Lust up and is trying to run after.
Is there anyone else
Um,
around us that would need my support?
those were
Okay,
the
cool.
only
Yeah.
only you guys that were in the room at the moment. So as you head out, you end up following Pestilence towards where they think Death's room is, but in the process you hear sounds of fighting kind of in the general direction where Death is going, or where Pestilence is going.
Oh, I think he's still in trouble.
They'll be. Well, I like the one. Shit.
Which one was?
Shile, I'm gonna save you. That's fine.
Just goes into there. You follow.
Follow.
Do you want to save Shot? Oh, we're saving Shot.
So as you rush in, you see Captain Andri fighting with his metal augmented body, firing off this dark laser that seems to cut through one of them partially, and part from his arm puts up a bunch of different barriers to block some blows. You see many of the crew charging around, injured but seemingly freed, and still fighting an already damaged robot centipede. You also see the Hellfire Scorpion, Hunter, and Macula seemingly playing tug-of-war with one on either end and ripping it apart. You also see the Shinigami being looked over by Coco as he lays on a table, unmoving. But Death is nowhere to be found.
Oh fuck.
Even though I won't be able to see Death, can I start pinging out my demon sense to kind of give like a hey, where you at? Hey.
You see, as you ping, everybody kind of looks and turns towards you that's fighting in the room, except for the robots.
Fair.
They go, like a little shudder goes through the room.
Ew.
Except for
Not all of
Coco,
them
who
knew
just
that
does
I
a
was the
slight
entire demon.
slight glance of the side eye at you, like, what the fuck? I'm busy. And you see Lust just kind of drops Arya.
Okay.
Half drops, half then just goes over and is going to try to jump onto one.
Cool. While she's doing that, can I heal the Shinigami if I see it not moving on a table?
You see that you go over there and you see the healing is ineffective. Shinigami. And you see that Coco kind of looks at you and just like, don't.
Why?
Just don't. You see Lust jumps onto one and manages to... One turns off, but there are 3 remaining. Only for a second, though, as you're a scraping and bending of metal as the Scorpion and Macula just... And the
Who
crew...
won?
I mean, it came into 2 pieces. Macula ended up with the bigger piece.
Make a wish.
Macula will wish for food.
Who's for food?
There's only 1 remaining. The crew are seemingly doing a pretty good job. Not nearly as fast, but Captain Andri dispatches the one that he was in front of. And then it kind of... I see that you all managed to live. Good. Where is your other?
We're gonna go find him. Where's his fucking room again?
I'll lead you there. He
Thank you.
starts kind of jogging off. He looks at Coco as he's heading out. That one going to leave. If they do not leave, it is not my problem. I'll need to take them to lab to see. There's some weird energy. Seems like that one might need it too. Points at Steiner. This is stopping them from being transformative, but it seems Shinigami are all transformative, so he's dormant until it wears off. So,
It's
as
fine.
Captain just says, "Alright, get the crew. They will help you with them to your lab." Yes, sir. And you see, she barks some orders in demonic, which are basically just like, "Get over here, help me carry it." And then they start heading off that way. Captain starts leading you guys. I have a whole scene that Death has, but if
But
you
we don't get
guys,
to
You
about
know-
this. This
you
is
know,
it.
Pestilence did want to help Shile. We could assist
Shile
Shile.
is fine. He was part of the crew that was
Damn it.
handling themselves. Shile had brought out the big, what
You
was
know,
it?
I
Nerf
think
gun.
this ship needs some cleaning. Hey, your arms are so good, Steiner. You can still clean.
Well, I can either tell you what happens, or we could just move to where I think it would be.
I mean, we don't get to know because we are not there, right?
You wouldn't be. You might hear maybe an end of
But-
it.
Okay.
Or
I
you want to
wanna
know.
s-
Or you
so
can know.
bad.
It's up to you guys.
But we could know as players, Caroline.
I'm here for it.
Steiner
I
wants to
just feel
know.
bad that
Outruling
I feel
me,
bad that
so-
Dunn's not here to
I
Mhm,
know.
to make
experience it.
some cool things. Caroline, if you really don't want to hear, you can definitely we'll let you know.
No, go for it.
Okay.
We're trying to be kind to the horsemen.
No, I get you.
Eh.
So, as we change some perspectives, this is a little bit earlier before the fighting has really taken place. We cut to where Death is, sitting in their room in a kind of contemplative stance, looking at a mirror, looking at himself, but not quite, looking at people aging, dying, going back to a young child and aging again and dying, but every time it's a new face but the same soul. Seemingly looking at it concerned. Not necessarily the same malice or bravado they showed openly. Pestilence, or the same frustration or anger he's shown to the other misfits. But a very intense look of contemplation. What they might need to change, what they might need to do. Hard to say. But then, as the mirror turns and flashes for a second, he sees another figure appear in it. The beautiful visage of Thea, wearing a light pink dress with a hemline that trails behind her on the floor, that leads up to a wide belt that covers her torso, with short flowing sheer sleeves, puff out gently just above the elbow. Her hair is done up in a gentle crown-like braid that trails into a ponytail and leads behind her. But her eyes are gentle, her form softer, and she's just a couple inches shorter than Death, opposed to her very tall 6-foot form. Death turns as she says, "May I sit with you?" Death turns. The briefest looks of intrigue, of maybe frustration or anger, but of course that all melts away in fractions of a second, as Death just responds, "If you plan to have pleasant conversation, then of course." She sits down, and she pats the seat directly next to her. He nods and smiles as he sits. "So what do I owe the pleasure? I see you have a lot on your mind and heart these days, Death." "Well, seems that you've definitely been watching." You see, I know a great deal about you. Of everyone, really. But I know that you're angered that things have changed. How weak you felt after I broke the world.
Bitch, it's your fault.
Is that what you call it? Are you just admitting that my anger should be pointed at you solely? I also know how self-important you think you are. How you feel yourself even above the other horsemen's domain. How the job of dealing with death is the greatest responsibility anyone can have. And you hate how others can simply ignore you. Ignore death. Death doesn't say anything, but his smile drops a little bit. Kind of grips his knee a little bit as Thea puts a hand on his arm. What if I told you I could change that? What if I told you I could make you a god of death? Death turns to look at her directly. Not this almost there power that can be looked over by mortals. A true ability to enforce death on those that would escape it.
I like that she thinks that they like her.
I have a
Guys,
feeling.
This is great.
I have a feeling it comes with more than a cat. Something much more rash than I would do myself. There's only one thing I'd want you to do for me. And what might be that? All you have to do is kill one girl. He's inconsequential to everyone but me. And that is where I'll cut the scene.
Okay.
So you don't get to hear the outcome.
We know death enough.
Do you?
We do.
Do you?
Also, his brothers and sisters would be pretty pissed at him, but I feel like we do. Like, I feel like they've, and you have done a great job of having us know where his interests lie. And
You
even
rolled
though he's
dice.
frustrated right now, they've always hated Thea. They've always hated Thea, and they know that once Thea's down, they will be superior in so
Yeah,
many
but
different ways.
Thea's great at manipulation.
But last session,
Yeah, but she's great at manipulation to other things that don't happen to also be as godly as she is. So therefore, I believe and I trust in death. I believe in and I trust in death.
me not
I
so
feel like
much.
he can fuck us up
I
and
don't
he
also
can
think
distrust
so.
us, but he's never once liked Thea and he's never once wanted to side with Thea, and that was the only icky thing that he's ever gone so hard against. Is he does not fuck with Thea. Death, out of all of the horsemen, does not fuck with Thea. Thea probably would have had a better chance of convincing even fucking Famine for this endeavor, but not Death. Death has always been disgusted.
Nah,
by
she should have
Thea.
gone big brain and convinced Macula. That one's easy to persuade.
Yeah, that one would have been easy to persuade.
He's like, you want steak? Kill her. You
I
want
have a
steak?
feeling.
You want a
I
treat?
have a feeling Death can make this very interesting because maybe this could give him some sort of upper hand because he wants to take her down anyways, but I don't see him actually siding with her because Death has always been disgusted with Thea. Just my opinion, though. Obviously, you guys.
No.
can have
Valid thoughts. But you see, as you are rushing there, you see as you get to Death's room and the captain opens the door, you just see Death. An unbothered room. The alarm's up, but Death is sitting there, one leg crossed over a knee, him looking out, kind of away into the room. Doesn't immediately look at you all. As his look of concentration and concern fades, and just says, "Well, you all look like you've had a busy evening."
The ship's kind of getting invaded.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, Thank. It's good that you're good. We thought something bad was happening to you.
Nothing to note, really. I guess they overlooked me.
That's good to hear then.
Find that hard to believe.
I think
What happened to you,
We're gonna-
Stana?
this fucking gorilla arm.
It's slowly coming back, and Mop has noticed. It's like moved an inch in the last 10 minutes.
Just having some trouble with my powers at the moment. We'll be back to
Oh,
normal.
do you think you'd be able to help him out with that, or is that not something you could do? Pestilence couldn't figure it out, so.
I didn't say I couldn't figure out. I just thought it was funny. So I left it.
Pestilence.
What? It is funny. Look at him.
He is kind of funny.
Hilarious. But it seems like more people on this ship might need some help, so why don't we stop the hilarities for now and go clean up some other robots here.
I'm sure the robots will actually be good parts. I will see what this energy is of this, I guess, transformative binding thing is, and we'll see what we can get from it. Maybe be able to reverse engineer it. Coco is very skilled at it, so she will figure it out. I'm sure. If you want to lay down, you're welcome to. But I will get us. We should actually be there not too long. We have about 6 more hours, and then we are there. By that time, hopefully, your legs will be coming back to working order.
You're almost my
Yes.
height now.
I'll probably work on it in the meantime. Speed up the process.
Well, don't hurt yourself. You don't need to strain your minuscule muscles on that form.
You're almost my height.
Still like 8 feet tall. He loses like
Almost.
2 feet.
Gotta start it!
I'm looking like a One Piece boss.
Whoa. All right. Did I give you guys previously a long rest or no? I don't think I
I
did.
think you
Um,
allowed us to have a
I think
long
you
rest.
allowed
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
before
we
you
Okay.
just
finished
finished it. Yeah.
All right. Well, did you guys want to go back to sleep at all? Or are you guys still good? Because you can get an additional long rest if you guys want to lay down for just a couple more hours.
I mean, we did kind of use some stuff in that last battle,
Mhm.
but
I
Up to you
think
guys.
Mop is okay. Mop
yeah, I
won't
think
sleep
Ashley's
anymore.
okay.
Oh, I
I'm
think
also
Mop didn't get a
okay.
long rest, right? Because I think he didn't end up getting one because I had some of you guys roll, see if you did, and Ashley did because she has a shorter length, and Arya rolled good enough to get the long rest, and I'm pretty sure Mop did not.
Do you have
Tiny legs. Okay.
do you have like do you have like a lot of like inspired actions or anything?
I never used any.
Okay, then I guess
Is there
that one
anything
must be
you-
thinking of a different battle.
Yeah, I was like, if there's anything else too that you have used a long rest for, could be an indicator.
The only thing I don't want is a exhaustion point. The rest I'm good at the moment.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
in-
Yeah, I
It's-
think all of us are good then.
Okay, then you guys stay up. You don't get any exhaustion
More
points.
Disney movie.
I mean, there is the
We're
opportunity
coping.
to talk to Lust now that she is available if you wanted to, or
I'd
the
like to do
captain,
that.
or check on the
Yeah.
Shinigami. Pestilence is going to go check on the Shinigami, and forcing Death to go with them.
I will
Once
shout at
Mop-
her to update me on anything, on if he wakes up.
Once Mop's legs are back in order, he'll go talk to the captain.
Gotcha. Then, are you all talking to Lust for now? Like back in one of your rooms?
I probably won't be speaking to her like directly, but I'll be in there when Ashley is probably having the conversation.
We head back to Mop's room.
Okay.
Yeah, our hangout room.
You head back to the mop room. When you get there, you see that some of the crew is like dragging the robots out of it. They're like, don't
Do you need any
don't
help with
us, don't us, Donuts. Donut. What is it? What again? What again?
Don't
Don't
mind us.
Yes. That.
Okay.
Okay.
They
You
start.
need assistance.
We on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
We'll go
He's,
into the
lear-
room.
he's learning. That's all that matters.
After about 5 more minutes, they
Right,
get the
right.
pieces out, and then you have the room to yourself
Hmm.
again. A little disarray. The vent is still open where Pestilence crashed through it, but it's
It's
pretty
just more
good.
breeze.
Well, now you have a.
That's fine. It's
White
more
noise.
breeze.
Why not?
I'm gonna flop down on that couch and sigh and put my head up. Oh,
To your
What a
surprise,
day.
with your eyes closed, you see Lust kind of like lays across your lap. Like,
that's okay. I kind of like smile, but I pretend like I'm not actually smiling.
what? What does that look like?
Like Ashley like did her little thing, but then she like smiles, but she's like, nope, I'm gonna pretend like this it's just chill. It's fine. Everything's okay.
All right.
Ashley, do you
then-
need a poop?
Huh?
You got this
Oh,
weird.
you looks.
look
Yeah, you
on
had
your
this weird
face.
look on your face.
No, I just think so much crazy shit just keeps happening.
Yeah.
Well, we
It's
are
true
in
there.
hell.
We are in hell.
If nothing else, it's a hell of a time.
So bad.
I know.
That
How many
wa- that
times
was
do you
I
pretty
think
always
you
am.
said that joke? It's had to have been like 4, 5.
I say it as often as I can. It always annoyed Pride every time I did it.
I could see that.
How is he, by the way?
You'd love to see him now. Shit, they're in the abyss.
What?
But
Why? Wait a
intentionally-
minute.
Okay.
That's not what happened when
shit-
I left the doors.
I know. Shit went down, but they thought maybe I needed to be closer to being exalted for me to be able to actually be competent enough to do whatever I need to do.
Exalted
here.
again?
Don't blame me. Pride made the really good strategy, and Wrath decided to come along with it.
I'm
and
surprised he
now
hasn't. He can let go of a grudge after so little time.
A lot's changed.
Hmm.
Lust.
Indeed, of course.
I
Wrath as
think
well.
it's
Then
been. Yeah.
there's a bit to
Wrath's
that, I
changed,
guess.
too.
I guess that makes sense to what I heard. Thea was
Heard?
sending a group to the abyss to retrieve something. Something
Well, it
important.
can't be those two.
I mean, it could be. If it's as important as I thought it was, then yes, it could be.
Scourgers.
I think she was sending a group of scourgers down there to kill them.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go down and grab them back.
I mean, we could. But you have to grab your friends first.
Yeah, hold on, Lust. What do you know? What's been going on your end of things?
Well, I know you landed in the Concubinus ruins, and I was sent to see if I could go find you and enact Thea's plan that I think failed. Except for, Bob's bottom. She also knows. I also know that
It's almost there.
she has a large army of demons, many of which are controlled demons from the abyss that normally wouldn't work as great soldiers, but under Thea's control, they're very obedient and do whatever she wants them to in a very organized manner. She also knows your other group landed in Ishwathar prison, which is on the exact opposite side of hell. Like a psychic prison of sorts.
I want to write this down.
So they're
Can you just
okay.
type it in the chat? how that's
Ishwatha
typed?
prison. Yeah. I can type it in the chat.
Thank you.
Alright.
So they're doing
Well,
all right?
I mean, I think they're doing better than all right, because last I heard, they escaped. And Thea had to send a large group of Shinagamis as well as the captain to go dispatch them. So assuming they live that, they'll be doing well.
Great.
But they're like a good couple of weeks away from you, even by ship.
how was she able to know where we were when we entered hell?
Well, she had a sense of sorts. I'm not exactly sure. But she was able to tell they were in Ishwatha because of the advanced network and outposts of all the demon guard. You see, they radio back and forth and have a whole database. I was able to look at some of it. That's why I know what I know.
And then she had a sense for us being in the Concubitus ruins?
Maybe. Or maybe she could sense all of you, but she couldn't sense them because they were in the psychic prison. Or maybe she did and she already knew. But she also sent a group towards the abyss, I'm assuming now after Pride and Wrath, now that they're
So
sent
how
there.
is she planning on getting in there?
The abyss?
Yeah.
Well,
so
she's
she's
opened
just
it.
relying on the Scourgers?
It's open. You can go in and out these days.
Fuck.
So I'm
How'd she
assuming.
get to do that?
I don't know. I wasn't alive yet. Quite literally, she built me in a lab.
We did the same thing to Wrath, but probably not in some whatever terrible way probably happened to you.
Well, I think she sucked the soul out of an unwilling victim and put me in it.
I mean, you're pretty well
What?
combined right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say endowed. I said that
Oh.
comes with the territory, do you?
Seems like it is for all of us.
Hmm. Well, regardless, I can pilot a ship if we need to steal one wherever you're going.
That's a good asset to have.
Among many.
And do you think we could make it down to the abyss to grab the boys before she does, or was that a plan already enacted?
I think this is a recent thing. I remember seeing it right before I left, as well as the Shinigami being sent over to Ishwatha.
Okay.
So we would have to hurry. And that might make it harder to meet up with your friends unless you can communicate to them in some way.
Not down here.
Oh. Wait, you said they are out, right?
I think so.
And that was holding them back?
I think.
So okay, I'm gonna try something.
You see, as you're trying something,
Eh.
you hear a voice in all three of your heads.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's crazy.
You would all
Whoa.
know this voice as players is sounding like Ren's voice. As you as individuals, you have no idea who this is. But you hear a message from this is from Athena. Your friends are leaving Ishwatha prison now, heading to you. But stay vigilant. Thea's forces led by Lust are also headed your way.
They're behind.
Thanks for the
Sorry.
heads.
I look at Lust. She didn't hear that, right?
She was looking at you guys. What,
I
did
look
you,
at Lust,
did you hear something?
and then I start fucking chuckling. Oh, is she still laying on my lap, or did she sit up?
She's laying on your lap.
Okay, I look down at Lust and I start chuckling.
I let out an exasperated sigh and collapse on my bed.
God.
Well, at
Funny.
least they let us know.
That was ironic, Lust, but they just got a whatever message into our heads to let us
Should
know
I,
that they're coming and to watch out for you.
does hell have a delay?
No, but your friends could be slow.
I'll try something. I'll
Okay.
um before she does it though, she's gonna be like, before, if it's like I can just send a message and it's not direct communication, what do we want to say to them? Like, do we plan on heading to the abyss first, or do we want to meet with them?
Oh, she throws a little device in the air and like a hologram pops open, and it shows a map of hell.
The map. We get to see the map.
We
Let's
get to see the
go.
Holy fuck!
map.
It's a big map.
Hold on, let me do this real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was all that?
That's their scribbling.
Yeah, that's their scribbles.
Okay. Wait.
So
Do
we're
we have
on
to
our
go to
way over here.
the abyss teeth to get into the abyss? Abyss side aisles?
But
Where do
there's
we
the
go?
beside aisles too. Ooh.
As of right now, you're somewhere here, roughly.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because this is where we
Because
want.
we're going to the Blood Sea
Yeah.
villages. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I start pointing those shit out to Lust. All right, we're heading towards Blood Sea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm welcome to go in there. So if we wanted to make some sort of roundabout way, is the abyss teeth a good path to go into the abyss?
I mean, it's a very direct way down, but it's usually quite violent.
And the abyss side
Um.
aisles wouldn't be any better, would they?
Oh no, that's way too far away. It's probably a good week and a half to get to the abyss teeth by flying. To get to the abyss side, it might take 3 weeks, a month.
Okay. Why
Um.
don't we go to Abyss Teeth and we could meet them halfway since they're already heading in this direction?
Can
We'd
I
have to get a
ask?
message back to let them know we're going to the abyss teeth, and let them know that we're dropping into the abyss to go after Pride and Wrath. Or do we want to just wait for them in the Bloodsea villages? Because it's much more of an easier place to get to by air travel.
But
Hmm.
we'd be wasting time for the boys that are in the abyss.
Yes. We could also go to the Terran caves. A lot less volatile. You see, the abyss teeth
Can
are
we
just massive cliffs that drop down for maybe 30,000 feet.
So these little empty spots here are like access to the abyss, or
These darker spots with cracks is to indicate the abyss.
okay.
So
Also,
here's
there's a
the
path
thing.
right there.
We could, but we'd
She
have
would
to
know
probably
we
go
wanna
all the way
take
down here.
Mm.
Or possibly, I
would
think they're in
want
the
to
dripping depths. Or underneath it.
Thea would assume that we were taking an easier route to go down. We could take an out of the area wrath like the Terran caves, but will she still assume that we would do that?
Based on the snippets I got from Thea's mind, it's never good to assume anything about her. Whether she guesses something or not. Because no matter which one you choose, she always seems to know which one.
Mm.
Are I'm so sorry for bringing this up right now, Les, but are you okay? We've had our own fair share of Thea in our minds, and it's not fun.
Well, it was very interesting to have the same tricks pulled back on me.
That's a calm way to say how shitty that experience can be.
I think unlike others, I got small pieces of control and small pieces of her mind. At the same
I find
time, wasn't enjoyable now.
Personally, I feel like it would be nice to have 100% confidence that you are no longer under control from Thea.
Well,
I mean, we have a way to do that.
I
Lust.
know you've been thinking about it. You just want to be inside me the whole time.
Of course, of course. I'm gonna hold out my hand.
She's gonna slap your hand away, and she's gonna grab your tit and do it. You're just like, now you just see her
I'm
grabbing.
kidding.
Immediately covering eyes and using wings to
Ashley starts
double up those
laughing
cover.
before we-
No, you know
before we
what? I'm
butt skinny.
covering my eyes and I'm using my wings to cover Mop's eyes.
He's looking at his legs.
They're
Okay,
they're
good.
like almost to the knee at this point.
It's like waiting for
Still.
a video game to download.
You just magically get blinded out of nowhere.
So as you step into the space, is that same dark expanse. But there's like a strange like essence to it. It's like there's like if you could bottle the feeling of sheer like lust and horniness in a pill or a scent, it's this. And Ash is just like, oh my god.
Oh yes.
And she's like, oh, I miss Ian for no particular reason other than I've been missing him. But there's
GM to me post nut clarity.
That's Lust's domain.
post lust clarity.
I'm gonna look around for lust though as I'm feeling all these emotions.
She's there and she doesn't look much like what you see when it's very throws you
She would see
completely
me
off
in
guard.
My demon form as well. She would see me in my bloody demon
Yeah,
form.
it throws you completely off guard. And Ashley didn't click in this memory of what happened to Lust when Lust's true form exists. Lust looks like whoever you love the most. So she looks like Ian vaguely, but in a much more like loose, almost naked attire.
Whoa. I'll kind of look around and then kind of pause and like jump back a bit.
It's me, don't worry.
That's wild.
Did you forget already?
I guess? Oh, don't laugh. Oh, that's weird. Stop, you're making me feel things, Lust. This is bad.
I know. I make everybody feel things. I'm sorry, but not really.
Why weren't we more the besties?
Because you're a
then?
bitch.
I am a bitch. I am a bitch. Wait a minute, you're no better.
I know. But you can't have two bitches in the same room.
Fair. I mean,
She's
we
a bitch
could
and
right
a brat.
now. I'm just a little less of a bitch now.
Well, good thing that human gave you some manners.
Just a bit. Just a tiny bit.
Are you satisfied?
Very. And I'm gonna look her up and down.
I mean, I feel a few other people you've eyed up before. And then I need you to describe me who other people Ashley has found very attractive. And that's who she flicks
Ooh.
into. At least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Whether Ashley would like think of them romantically or not. Of just, even if she's been like, damn. And then like, oh fuck, why did I think that?
No. Death is pretty hot.
Whoop! She flashes to look like death. That's 1.
Steadfast was
Oh.
pretty hot.
Said.
And
Manchos.
no.
For a split second.
I have a couple, but I mean,
Moon calling was pretty hot.
Was.
Did you say one more? Or is it
Emphasis
just those
on was
three?
on that one.
Stop! So bad. And
Nah,
I have
Arya,
2 more that you could name.
Arya revived Moon Calling if
ooh,
you guys forget.
I'm forgetting.
No, I didn't revive Moon
Oh.
Calling.
Who is the other one? Is
Well, one's objective and one's subjective to both probably Caro and I, but Rose was
oh.
also pretty hot.
I'm so sorry, but Mop is also pretty hot, and it's
There you
only
go.
the time
That's
he
the
took his bucket
objective
off
one.
for the
Mop.
interview.
It's like Mop,
Mop is
but
gorgeous.
Mop
But, like-
is objectively hot, but
and you also
like-
said Queen Rose.
Well, I said Rose. I don't know if she
What do you
would.
think?
Queen Rose was hot, but I guess I wouldn't be thinking about her like that because I'm still depressed and sad that we lost her.
That's fair. That's valid.
But
But
most of her siblings
objectively-
are pretty hot. Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, so
Glad I can know who's hot in
I start
Ashley's.
laughing as she starts flickering through the people because I wasn't expecting that. But I'll giggle with her. Very talented indeed. Love to see it. Yeah, no, I'm pretty satisfied. There's no Thea-ness in here. And I know what it feels like to have multiple people in on these things. So it's good to see that you have your domain and you've got it down packed.
unfortunately, because this body is so fucked, I can't do that otherwise. Not as fluid with it.
You'll get to learn in a bit more. It's a learning curve to be comfortable with
But it
this
should be
kind of
fine.
body again.
Steadfast.
Yeah. And if you need any help,
Any
you
help
got- you
with
got some
what?
people in your court.
Says with Moon calling.
Becoming your own, feeling comfortable with how you're doing and how you're being right now.
Steps up to you as they transform back to Ian. Takes you by the chin. And just says, "Oh, darling, I need a new body. Nothing more."
I can definitely do that for you.
Now it seems like you can't fit another.
Wait, what?
Seems like
what
you
is it?
can't fit another, though.
No, not in my body. We've got things that we've been doing recently that have helped some other people get their own body. Yeah?
Yeah, I suppose. Alright. And you see, as they reach down and quickly grab the same tit they used to get in there, it exits.
When Ashley gets out of it, she is blushing red and giggling. yeah, guys, she's fine.
I will cover
She's-
my ears.
She's doing great. We'll have to get her a robot body eventually, but yeah, no, Les, you're more than good.
I know. Simply the best.
We're in the room.
Well,
I mean,
you don't want to
the more the merrier.
Kind of pride.
I scoot away.
Oh, come now. Don't need to be like
No.
that.
Sorry. No.
She won't bite, Arya.
Unless you want me
She
to.
probably will.
Only if you want me
Yes, you
to.
get on her bad side.
I'm not
We can both
into
fight
that.
If you really want us to.
I am not into any of this.
Well, whoever
you
that
could
other,
be.
whoever that other guy that I look like. Was that your? Is that
What other guy?
the one that the one that I initially started as?
Oh,
Who's that?
that's my fiance.
Oh, you're boring, and she pushes you off of you.
Whoa!
Wait,
doesn't
she
mean
looks
I'm
like
boring.
she looks like Ian.
Well, she looked like a lot of people.
There's was more.
There was Ian. There was this woman with white hair. There was
You
this.
got moon color.
There was this man with
She's
plenty of
pretty.
muscles and blonde hair. There was what was that
Ashley.
other one? There was this. Oh, there was this
Muffin
woman
and
with.
Steadfast are pretty hot.
There was this woman with red
Right here.
hair and a massive ass.
You lazy.
And then there was
was what?
definitely there was this woman with red hair and a massive ass. But just
Is she is it saying Queen Rose?
I thought you said Queen Rose, or you thought you vetoed it.
No,
Did you
I
veto
was
it?
the
No, I
one
said
Oh, you
saying
vetoed
that.
it for-
But yeah,
My bad,
Ashley
never mind.
was
Because
too
I'm so-
depressed to consider.
I'm espresso about
Gotcha,
it,
gotcha. My bad.
sorry.
What was the other one then? There was another one
I
more.
think it was just Mop.
Moon Calling,
Mop,
Ian,
Moon Calling,
and
Ian.
Steadfast.
Okay,
Those
never mind.
are
I thought there was one more. That's why I got confused.
Yeah. Alright, let's, you don't have to out me to my friends
Oh,
now.
of course I do.
I
Regardless,
cover
they all
Steinhart's
know
E.
we know who's hot.
So,
And
are
even
any of
Ian
you
would-
Cover the
are any
bucket.
of you single or at
I
least
know.
willing to?
Nope, I'll take it.
You joined
I'll do
the
to be
group that's
married.
all couples. I'm sorry,
You
Les.
are all horrible.
If being committed to a relationship is horrible, then I am the
It
worst
is.
person
It is.
alive.
It is terrible. It's the worst thing. I made it a habit
Well-
of ruining them, but I won't do that.
Good.
Be kind
Today.
of
Such a
impossible.
changed woman already. What happened?
What?
I'm just saying. We were pretty bitchy back then, and I feel like you would have held your own, but really meeting me a couple millennia later changes things?
Do you want to have to kill me, or your
No.
hubby, your
I'm
fiance?
loving what's going on between us right now, so we can keep it as is.
Well, this is boring where it is. I want to go further. So if you're not going to offer, I'm going to find someone else until you're ready to go somewhere. We have a few hours, don't we?
I think so.
Yeah.
Around 6.
Just don't hurt anyone. But I guess that's the me thing to do.
I'm just gonna fuck everyone in the crew.
Have fun.
If they let you.
I know. She leaves.
I like her.
Her finger pops.
Bye.
Finger pops back in, and she flicks you off, and then leaves.
I can't expect anything less from her.
Have fun, bitch.
I will, and you won't.
Alright, we'll hang out here.
You know, on the bright side, at least meeting someone that's lustful, but not a evil, horrible person.
Not all of us lustful people are evil, horrible people, and it's good. It's a good change of pace to have a desire demon not immediately
Want to
be-
kill us.
Yeah, exactly. I do have some fond memories of Les and I. We just left on a bad foot after everything because Pride had us take sides back then. And Wrath took my side, and it was just me and Wrath, and all the other Desiring Demons took Pride's side because, I mean, who wants to go up against Pride? You know?
I don't want to go up against Pride.
Yeah, here's the problem. I ended up fucking them all over, and probably why I should to come back after all of that.
Mm.
Yeah, I have a lot of atoning to do, but this is a good step forward on the side of things.
It seems like you're making up for it, which is good.
Well, it feels a little like how it was before, but just a little bit more tamer. She seems to have a lot on her mind right now, and by a lot, I mean she definitely needs to relieve some stress, if you know what I mean.
I did. I didn't want to know though.
I love Arya.
Arya's so not Kabuto in some of those ways. It's the funniest
No,
thing.
she's not.
Kabuto's like, ooh, let me have the tea. And Arya's like, nope, 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 nope.
Speaking of relieving
Steiner's
stress,
more like, I didn't
would've-
need to know. Steiner's like, you know, you do you, but I don't give a shit.
I max out the volume on my Disney movies and I am watching.
Fortunately, them being metal walls and very far apart and insulated, you don't hear anything.
I know, but I ain't risking it. It won't be all the way. It'll probably be like a good. Sound.
I will say about an hour and a half more, Mop is then back to normal, and he can get to his other silver forms, but all the other ones are messed up.
I'd like to ask,
Hmm.
as the power was as I was regaining the power slowly, I was like kind of paying attention to it. Probably happily. I mean, it was listening to the conversation as well, but what did it like feel like? I want to have like a better understanding of it, so I'd have like a better way of avoiding it.
The problem is, it didn't feel like anything. No pain. There was no numbness or cold. Like burning, poison. Like Mop's been hit by so many different things. A wide variety of energy and physical pain and toxins. It felt like it was just like. Roll me a faith or religion. Oh, Caroline, giving us the save that for OnlyFans.
They're both 8 again. This never ends well.
Which
Okay.
two?
Purple, tell me which one to do. I don't think I've ever asked you.
True.
Faith.
Faith. Okay.
Ooh.
Thank you, Purple.
You're welcome. What are you doing, Caroline? You see, as you are focusing on that feeling, if anything, it in a weird way, Mop has this like sudden realization. It reminds him of when Thea was pulling on the weave. There was no rhyme or reason for the way that it happened. There was no sensation. It just simply was. Something about this just simply happening. Seems like it doesn't have to follow rules. Like she rewrote reality and she wrote it on you.
Okay. And make technology that breaks the weave. That's ridiculous.
She just want to be drunk. That's amazing.
Mop comes to that horrifying realization that she's automated this process. As the Disney movie is getting to the emotional sad part, he thinks of this.
Okay. I'll mention this, but after I still talk to the captain.
Okay. You have it in your pocket. You go you go looking for the captain.
Be safe.
You see, as you go, you find where they should be, and you see that there is a small group gathered around the outside of the door, trying to stay very quiet, but with ears up against the door. They look at you and they go, and they kind of like stand like they weren't doing anything.
What's going on?
Yeah, you better go to that. It means to say nothing. Nothing. You need something?
I'd like to talk to the captain, but if you're busy, then
He's a little busy right now.
I'm gonna listen in. I'm gonna do the thing that they were doing.
They kind of back away. Roll me perception.
Oh, he's getting fucked.
As I put my ear up to the fucking door, the door opens.
Oh! You see, it takes a second. Roll me a stealth as well.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you don't push up against the door. The bucket.
Okay, actually pretty good. There's like a very slight little... You're having a hard time hearing, so it takes you a moment. There's movement, talking. They're saying... Occasionally they're loud. There's like clanking. It almost sounds like a scuffle. And then Mop goes, oh. As he hears there are 3 people in that room. The captain, Coco, and what you think is Lust. And then it all clicks as soon as you realize Lust is the 3rd person.
Don't.
Hear anything good?
I don't think it's going well for Lust. I wouldn't imagine them to be that kind of interested, but
What kind of what?
you know.
No.
You see the little one that can't really speak very well. It goes like a.
He gets it. He just can't speak. That's so funny. Okay.
Looks at him. They say a couple things
Yeah.
demonic.
It's like
and they
you
go-
read.
They
You
go,
can read
oh,
English, but don't
a little too
speak.
loud. As they have the realization, and they like you hear some movement. Stop in the room,
Face palm.
and they all scatter.
Go, go.
And the door, a couple minutes later,
Mop's
just goes,
standing there.
"Who's out there?"
Just me.
Give me a moment.
I can come back if it's not a good time.
Yes, later.
At
Fuck
least
off.
they're honest.
You hear from Coco.
All right.
You do get to talk to the captain like about an hour and a half later.
Damn. Okay.
Well, one's a demon lord, one's a lust demon,
You're right.
and one
you're
is
right.
a metal augmented human. So
They
they
can last a lot.
Bob just like keeps checking and he keeps hearing. Like he's like, alright, fucking.
Captain.
And you see that you finally get admitted back in, and you don't see any sign of Lust, or but you do see Captain and Coco, look a little tired, but they Captain sits in the seat, and then Coco's just arms crossed behind. And you wanted
Bob's
to,
just like, I absolutely hate this. No.
so you wanted to talk to us, yes?
Though I'm pretty sure this won't go anywhere. I have to try. Yes, I'd like to talk.
You are to come in with very low expectations. It is not going to be good for you, huh?
We'll see. I understand that you want to stay out of this whole thing. But I believe that you and your crew can hold their own pretty well.
We can, but this is not why we go into the middle of the fray.
All I'm saying is that it'd be easier for us and for you if you would be able to help us out not only with transportation but helping in the fight. You don't have to be in the front lines, but a support would be pretty nice and appreciated.
Roll persuasion.
I'm going to say this along with it.
You're already gambling with us being able to take you back to Earth. I feel like the odds would be more in our favor if you were to help. Persuasion.
That's a very high DC.
34.
Pretty good. You see, they look at each other. They look at you. They seem like they're having an internal conversation between the two. What exactly did you have in mind? I did not. This is not an agreement offer, but this is something that would want to understand what you want from us.
Well, instead of just simply stopping at the Blood Sea and having us look for our own ship, there's already one here that is quite
Large.
good and large. I'm
which is
assuming
depending
is
on where you want to go, is not good for you.
though I'm not very familiar with Hell's layout. Um, if we could possibly be able to pick up the rest of our party and head on over to Hell's City or discuss things further, it would probably be very beneficial for all of us. Right now, we're in a we have a problem of communication with the other part of us.
I see.
We understand where they are. They're in Ishwethar prison,
Oh well,
or they're just escaping.
they escaped Ishwar prison. You're
They
bullshitting.
did.
I do not believe
I
you.
don't bullshit this. I just got the information from Lust.
From the traitor?
Technically, yeah.
No one has ever escaped Ishwethar prison. Strong, weak, mere god power or not.
Well, our party has a knack of doing things that haven't been done before.
So do you know where they are going from Ishwethar? Here.
He didn't.
He throws out the map. And you see, like, I obviously can't really do this without like a 3D modeling program, but each layer kind of actually like shows you depth. Think of like the Tony Stark like map holograms and like 3D parts and things like that. Because this thing is like huge vertical, like hundreds, if not thousands of feet between layers. The whole place is like if you stacked 2.5 Mount Everests on top of each other from top to bottom. Like the drop to the abyss from the next closest layer is like, I think 15,000 feet. Like it's crazy. And he points, there is a docking station, where they often use to fly from here up towards Hell City. If you go out this way, you're traveling more on foot and taking a very long time to these cities than going up this path. Or they could go all the way over the abyss to the warring grounds, or whoever you are. Are they trying to get to you? Yes.
I need a bit of a refresher on what Ren had said exactly. He didn't mention anything after
Your
them
friends are
escaping,
leaving
right?
Ishwethar prison, but stay vigilant. Lust's coming, essentially.
Okay, I just want to make sure there wasn't
Yeah.
any like.
My best guess is that they would probably find information on the docking grounds and make way towards the Hell City. If we have any,
They would go right into Hell City, then they are more fucked than they were in Ishwethar. Right into the lion's den. This is where she is hiding.
right? It would be that. What would be the closest, safest place?
I'm taking you to it right now. For you, it is here this side, at the Bloodsea villages. For them, they could go to the Abyss Isles, but it is fairly close to Hell City directly. It's a straight shot practically from there, so there's often a lot of back and forth. If they are trying to get to you without going to there, they might go down the dripping depths and up, or up and around, but it would take a very long time.
Yeah, frankly, time isn't really on our side, I don't believe.
Like if they have fast ship going up this way, look how many miles that is. Think you use miles, yes?
Yeah.
As a reference point for you guys, around 2,000 or a little over is the width of the US.
This place big.
This will probably take a week and a half with all the twists and turns they have to take.
We're still working on getting into communication with them. But I think it would be best if we just all meet up. We could have a better plan on talking, uh, and then head our way to Hell City.
Well, you have to get them to a spot to meet. That is problem.
You don't sound against the idea, though.
I'm not against the idea of your planning, as your rendezvous. You definitely need to meet if you have any chance, it seems. But I do not want to go to Hell City. How about this? I offer to help collect them. I drop you off at the Bloodsea villages. I bring them back there. Because my ship is so large, it is very hard for me to go anywhere on this side of the map. I mainly spend my time around here. I can fly here with my ship because it is so large. It is also very fast. I can be there in a few days. You can tell them to go to Abyss side. I can be back within a week. Or if they can get all the way up to Warring Grounds, I can be there in maybe 5 days.
All right. We're gonna work on communication then. I'll get in contact with them, and then I'll let you know.
And you'll need to also make sure to keep in contact with us. So he goes into a drawer. He opens with like a key that comes out of his finger. And then you see he pulls out a like a clip-on radio. This is set for private channel, heavily encrypted, only goes to me or Coco.
All right. Thank you.
Do not break it. I'll break you.
I won't. Crutch. No.
Oh shit.
Damn it. Why do you make him so weak? No.
I could see Bob doing that by accident if he was like in the earlier days.
Oh yeah, for sure in the earlier days.
Like every phone he picks up. Fuck!
All right. It'll be probably a few hours. We'll figure something out.
Okay. We will be
Yeah,
there in
cool.
now about 3.5 hours.
All right. He's gonna go back to Arya.
Hi.
I was gonna say Arya and Caboodle. I was like, what?
Arya and Caboodle, no
Arya
Ashley,
and
no
Ashley.
Caroline.
Yeah, that's
Hi.
exactly.
You're just like, who's this small girl here as well?
Hi.
Smaller than Arya somehow. Why is this small
I'm
child here?
The distraction for Thea.
Meanwhile, while Mop was doing that, was there anything that the two of you were doing?
I will ask Arya because she seemed like she was thinking about this. But I'll kind of we'll like be quiet for a second and then I'll be like, so did you have an idea of how to talk to them?
I was able to make sound portals in the past. That's how I was able to talk to Continuum back when they were still in Trinity.
You're gonna try that again now that we know they're kind of closer?
I could. I mean, I was thinking about it, but it was maybe if I'm using my ring, it'll be like a connection,
Okay.
kind of like what Stein has.
Magic voodoo bullshit. I love when
Let's
you guys
go.
start doing this.
Yeah, magic voodoo. Anyway.
You can finish the sentence, Arya. We're in hell.
Poop. Anyway, I'm gonna
Full poop.
full poop. I am gonna try it. Should I use an inspired or a heroic? I have no inspiration.
Should we wait for Mop to get back to give us the information that he has? so that we know what we're saying. Because he left right after.
You do know that he
saying,
went to
well,
talk to the
where are we
captain.
going?
You
Yeah,
say
exactly.
you did
True.
say he went to talk to the captain, and then hasn't come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been like 20 minutes at this point. Like he hasn't been gone
That's
super
fine.
long, but
We can vibe.
you vibe for a
Hell's
bit,
wait.
and then an
Yeah, we can make
hour
it
goes
work.
by, and he's not back. Hour and a half
I'm
goes
almost
by, and
done
he's
with
not
my
back.
Disney movie.
You've
We're
watched
I'm
like
almost
two
done with
Disney
my
movies.
second Disney movie.
You see, like 2 hours later, he comes back.
I finished my Disney movie.
That's good to hear.
Did you get fucked by lust?
Nope. They certainly did,
No.
though.
Oh.
Sorry that took so long. I had to wait for their appointment with Lux.
Of course.
Oh, you poor thing.
Okay. I just talked to the captain, and we sort of came up with a better deal, a little bit better.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
we just need to figure out where the others are, and he's willing to go pick them up so that we can meet up faster. Instead of him just leaving us here and us trying to scatter around to find them and steal a ship, will pick them up and bring them to Blood Sea, which is still the safest place. Have you found any way to communicate with them?
No, we were waiting for you.
Yeah. What's like the official thing we're gonna say, and then Arya can try her cool shit.
Yeah, just in case it doesn't go as a direct connection. Like
The
it's like a message
closest,
thing.
if they were to, how do we pull up the map? Is there a map thing for this?
Is Less Thingy still there?
Can I try pulling up less map thingy?
Yeah.
Okay. Grab it. It's like a little circular device. No buttons on it.
She just tossed it, right?
I'll be ready to catch it.
I mean, I'll
nothing
just like
happens.
lightly toss it on the floor. I'm gonna lightly toss it on the floor. Damn it.
I'll wave it like a magical wand.
Clap on.
Imagine.
Everything is a
I'm
clap
gonna-
on. Everything.
Pick it back up. I'm gonna pick it back up, and I'm gonna put it close to my ear. Do I hear anything?
Nope.
I'm gonna lick it.
Tastes
That's
like-
not.
Wait,
It tastes
'cause of this?
tastes questionable and bad.
You don't know where Lust has been.
You think it was in
I'm
her
gonna
titties?
Squeeze it.
She doesn't have pockets, so you're pretty sure it was in her.
Fair.
I'm gonna squeeze it.
You see that it seems like it does have like a intentional give.
Oh, okay. I squeeze it and then I toss it like she did. Oh, fuck.
Ah,
There
Shit,
we go.
man.
we did it.
You have to squeeze it like a boob. I wonder if
He would
did that
then
intentionally.
go-
Why would you use that comparison?
He would then explain the docking grounds and the other side where they would have to travel by foot.
Just to
unless
clarify,
they.
just to clarify what
Yeah.
the captain said, he said he'd drop you off here still. He'd whip around here, either pick them up somewhere here, or if they can get to the warring grounds, it'll be even shorter. Then he'll contact you and figure out where you are at that point, about like 5 days to a week later.
Okay.
Okay.
That way, if you wanted to travel down to the abyss somewhere,
To
or
abyss,
like,
to
hey,
abyss.
you're going to Tearing Caves, Abyss Tea, Stripping Depths, Firewalk,
Mhm.
wherever else, you can be like, hey, we're here.
Come pick us up. No, not actually. But
Basically, or hey, I'm dropping your friends off here. Also, keep in mind, all these black circles, those are unnamed towns, but they're just marked as.
I thought they were just more things that go down.
Yeah.
And also, the size of the dot is just a good indication of how big each. Like Hell City,
Okay.
obviously, gonna be 574 miles across, and about 20,000 miles up and down, depending on where you're. Like Concubines Rune is also pretty big, like 107 miles. But these little tiny ones, like 30 miles.
Itty bitty ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, he would explain all that. And I think the best course of action would be probably for him to meet them nearing the warring ground if they were to take a
Mhm.
ship.
Okay. So tell them essentially to
Meet up
that
spot.
that we're okay. And we are sending a ship over to pick them up, and we meet them or meet the ship at where is it Waring?
Warring.
Warring grounds.
At Warring Grounds. And it'll look like a big metal dragon, so they don't freak out if there's a big metal dragon coming out their way.
It'd be so funny if they were caught off guard, though.
They would probably attack it knowing them, especially if it's metal. Jeffrey's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's like,
that's
mine, gimme.
some scared.
Yoink!
Yes. You should tell them for sure.
Okay. Cool. So I will try. Oh my tongue.
I'd like to help by giving some power of mine for Arya to use as like an amplifier.
Okay.
Ooh, give me a celestial.
Yeah. Some celestial
Ooh.
energy.
Celestial energy.
Um,
Okay, how are you gonna
sure.
give it to her?
I'm basically just going to like transfer it soul to soul. Just kind of like put my hand on her
more
shoulder and just be
angel.
like, "Eh."
Can I like pull demonic out of the area so that they have a higher chance of doing celestial bullshit?
Oh yeah,
Like,
especially
can I
my
make
shit
a
is celestial.
blood radial? Yeah, can I have like a demonic radius around so that I can make it a little better for them to do something celestial?
Sure. All three of y'all use an inspired action, and
Yeah.
Mop roll me faith or religion, Arya roll me a faith or religion, and Ashley roll me a demonic.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Now I'm scared.
what the fuck?
I'm scared. I don't wanna.
I have the inspiration. I've been holding on to my bitch. Yes! Oh my god, we gave her an at 20. Holy fuck,
Yeah,
We
but
guys.
on the
literally
other
transferred our
side.
energy to give her a nat 20.
I'll allow it. Mop.
But on the
Arya
bright
feels
side,
Mop is not helping, and Ashley is
I'll-
also
I'll-
not helping, but she doesn't really say anything.
yeah, she's like, you guys are doing so good. Like that smile, like they're great. They're my friends.
We have constipated faces.
I
They're
also
"Oh,
like the
yeah,
fact
we're doing a lot of shit right now,
I just
guys."
love the fact that even though I got a nat 20, I wanted to feel included, so I got a nat 1 on the other side anyway.
So you focus on that as they're trying to drown them out
fucking
more or
funny, I'm
less.
screenshotting that shit.
Um, and you are able to send a message.
Okay.
What is she trying to send specifically?
Well, she is probably going to send the message to Jeffrey because she was holding her engagement ring
Okay.
the whole time. And it'll be hi Jeffrey, I love you and I miss you. We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Okay, before
We
you go
are.
full, is Kira around? Or is he asleep?
I can check.
Yeah, if you want to check, because it would be interesting.
I'll be- Yes.
Okay, does he want to?
Jeffrey is getting Discord
Jeffrey is
call.
getting on.
yeah.
Doo, doo, doo. What the fuck is that? Doo, 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 doo. Kira's got the full one that I have now. God damn it.
Yeah.
Look at I feel inferior now.
Ooga-digga-doo.
Actually, no, I don't. I specifically cut mine down so it wouldn't be so long. Anyway, Jeffrey is
Okay.
getting a Discord call, which I'll let you know when it officially happens. In session, it'll be slightly
Okay.
after your combat. I think based on when the time is, assuming you're not dead. But you guys will be fine.
Oh.
Arya, you contact Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, you'll be able to respond back, but it will be a brief conversation between the two of you, starting now as Jeffrey feels a weird connection as Arya voice starts to come in.
Jeffrey. Hi, this is Aria. We're fine. We're we're planning to have a ship, specifically a metal dragon, so you don't get scared. Meet you to pick you up and join us wherever we end up being. Over at I'm gonna mispronounce this name every time. Warring Grounds. Sorry, I had to read.
Now, before Jeffrey begins speaking, in character, I know that Thea has a very large sphere of control over this area. Can I feel that this is Arya?
I mean, based off of the connection that you two have, it really feels like Arya. Like, really feels like Arya. Like, that love, that connection, but at the same time, there's that slight nagging feeling that, what if, Thea? What if this
Mhm.
is a ploy? Doesn't necessarily feel like it's been Thea's style lately, because she's been doing everything indirectly.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, as far as you've known. But like it feels like her, so it's hard. Like it's hard to 100% say, but Jeffrey's like still like 90%, somewhere around there. Of like this is a really good intention and like flooding of memories and thoughts and stuff like that. But they all seem like Arya's emotions and feelings and memories versus Thea picking memories from Jeffrey's head that would remind him of Arya.
Right. Yeah. Where'd you say we're meeting exactly?
Warring Grounds. If you could be there, as soon as you can, please. It'll be a big scary metal dragon, so please don't attack it. Please.
Yeah.
That's the ship.
If we can make it there, I don't know how you're contacting me, but I'll let them know.
Engagement ring?
Yeah.
Yeah. And love, that's besides the point. Anyway, yeah, meet them at Warring Grounds as soon as you can, and he'll pick you up and then drop you off where we are currently going to be.
All right, I love you, Pumpkin. Don't die,
Okay, love you
please.
too.
I gotta
Oh,
move some
gosh.
dead bodies. Sorry.
Okay, I love you. Please be safe. I love you. I love you.
Are
I
we
love you. I love
watching
you.
Arya go through that?
Yep, you hear Arya specifically saying it. You also hear Jeffrey back distantly.
Oh shit! Oh, that's awesome.
You're going to
However,
the ship.
There's, like, a
unless they
phone call.
die,
Hi, Jeffrey.
unless they die, then this conversation doesn't happen. But I don't
Yeah.
think they're
Yeah.
gonna die based off of how last week went. They fucked my
I'm
still at
ass.
full
No,
health,
you
baby.
just
I
said
know.
clearing dead bodies.
Of course,
preemptively.
Jeffrey's at
I-
full
you-
health.
I mean, he also got fucked and then got healed by Ambrose like twice, but still. Ambrose has just been like, nah.
Last session,
nah,
he
nah,
realized
nah.
how scary a certain trio is, or a certain team is.
Okay, great. I will write that in my notes.
Cool. Thank you, Kier.
Let me know. Yeah, let me know if you need me again.
See ya.
I'm doing like stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
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 Love you. And I love him. Anyway. Okay, I got the message out.
Oh, that was good.
And
He
she is
actually
much
spoke.
more happier now.
That was great.
Perfect.
Well, it sounds
That's
like
good.
he wasn't killed, so that makes me happy.
I'm gonna give Arya a hug.
And since he didn't sound too distressed, that means probably nobody else is dead. So
Yeah.
that's also a good thing.
And we have a plan set up. We're
Yeah.
figuring it out, guys. We're doing a pretty good job.
It's kind of terrifying.
I'll let Captain what's his name again?
Andre.
Andre.
Andre, not Dre.
Andre.
Andre, but with an I instead. Andre.
Yeah, Andre. He'll pull out the device and be like,
Hey, we just given contact with them. They're gonna head over to the war grounds. If they don't die, obviously. Which they won't.
Oh, sorry, was that to me? I'm trying to update Dunn a little bit.
you're okay.
Can you repeat what you said? If it was to me? Or
He
does
he
say?
just tells Andre through the device,
Okay.
letting them know that they'll be going to the warring ground.
You hear?
Good thing you know how to use the device. We'll take you to the mooring ground. Make sure that we know what they look like. Because I did not want to just, pass them by.
Of course.
It gives them the rundown of everyone and what they look like.
Okay.
Gas mask,
Roger that over.
robot kid,
A very
Metal Man.
attractive metal man.
elf,
Elf.
all-seeing voodoo woman.
With many, many eyeballs.
Eyeball woman.
Famine, is that true?
I like how you figured out, learned about that.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of that session.
Is that true?
Fairman, is that true?
Okay.
And I don't know if I missed anybody.
You got everybody for the most part.
Cortez, Shadow, or no, wait,
Light,
Robot-
shadow,
two
right,
robot.
robot.
2 for 1,
But they won't look like robots, but they're robots.
but they're
We
robots.
promise. We pinky swear that they're robots.
Okay. So yeah, you have that plan thought out. Oh,
Oh,
what the? Huh?
Mm.
Oh,
after all that, I almost forgot about to mention that the rest.
I should probably also mention the danger of these robots that we just faced. What it felt like was that they were robots that were infused with somehow what they is able to do with weave, but mechanical, I guess.
Like she has the weave like mechanically.
Like a button on a phone? What is this?
I don't exactly know how but how she took away my powers, or how the robots were taking away my powers, was sort of like how the weave was rewriting it for me. It wasn't as simple as just soul blocking my powers away or Thea's powers in general. It was more related towards just rewriting reality altogether.
So she can just rewrite reality and basically put it in a machine.
It seems that way. If Coco can get an idea of how these machines work, could give us a severe advantage. I'm sure that there's more of them.
That also means she has more for us. Not just you and I, but also Ashley, Ian, Jeffrey. She has them for everybody, probably, if she used both on you and me.
But do you think she can do it again?
There were other centipedes. The little centipede monster things.
Knowing that, she probably will.
If she found out how to do it the first place, she probably could do it again.
So she has a couple upper hands against us, who have a couple upper hands against her. Should we have warned the others?
If they haven't learned of it by now, they will, maybe by the time they get to the Warring Ground.
I mean, I trust they can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to, but there might be worse things than just the centipede.
You two were able to.
Halfly.
I mean, I didn't really do much. I didn't have anything happen to me because I was dealing with Lust.
Well, yeah, I'm saying. Mine was just being loopy. What was she trying to do to me? Because if yours was trying to get was just making sure you don't access any of your mop forms, so you're just Steinar.
So
She might have built the robots to curate towards our weaknesses. That one might have been a weave, but the one for you might not have.
You want to know what it's giving me the vibe of?
Hmm.
She normally has that aura around her that would shut off our powers, but because of some crazy shit we've done recently, it might not work that way. And in this case, this is her other option to fuck with our, I don't know, soul in a way, in order to make our powers start malfunctioning.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Do you think when she did that ritual that Ambrose saw, do you think that shut off that ability? Because it did change her, but we just don't know what it did and didn't do.
I done. Like that
Hey,
dosi.
Dad.
Hey!
Arya, can you re-say that one more time?
No, she cannot apparently.
No, I can do it. I had it. Damn it, never mind. I hate my brain.
It was something about the vision that Ambrose had, right?
Right. Thank you.
Mhm.
If that vision that Ambrose saw about when Thea completed that ritual, when she became the goddess of annihilation, You think that took away some of her powers?
maybe
Because
just
she meant to
them.
do something, and we know that she was trying to do
make her
something
into
more.
a god, but because it failed, she's not back to her full potential.
Maybe,
That's an
and probably that
interesting.
ritual cut her off from being a succubus now, so she's probably
She's in
stripped
a
of
limbo
some of her
state of
stuff.
some sort.
Because she's there, but she's not all the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Because she still can control people. We saw that she just murdered people with the snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
And this could just be because maybe the Thea that we saw out there wasn't the real Thea. But
I think this might also just be because we have gotten to a certain level that she probably wasn't expecting us to get to. She's able to do with everyone else so easily, but she still needs to find tricks to figure out how to disable us. And the biggest thing I've been noticing is that she's not coming close to us. She's letting other people get shit done for her, which means she has something to hesitate about. We are something to hesitate from.
I mean, at the museum, she didn't care.
Yeah.
And now she is.
Yeah. I mean, we've all done our own special things that have us even more powerful than we'd assumed from before, but we still need. We don't have the upper hand yet. We're fighting an uphill battle, though. I mean, let's just keep this plan going.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we're gonna be okay, and hopefully this ends up working. We get to where we need to go, and we get the people we need to get, and that's what gives us the upper hand against Thea. Is to make sure we have the people on our side, because she's nothing alone, you know.
You think after we get all the people that we need to get, like, we already have Lust, and if we get Wrath and Pride back, you think we can go up back home? Because is there any other?
Thea.
I
We just
know.
won't deal with her here.
Because that would probably give her the final push to actually bring her out. Because she won't have Wrath or Kari, and she can throw all the Scourgers at us, but we've already dealt with a lot of them out there.
We can still figure out better ways to deal with them while we're in here, and the other crew too. I
And
think our
apparently
biggest
the other
thing
team is dealing with the Shinagamis.
Exactly. We should meet up with the other team, and I think the biggest people we should speak about to make sure that this strategy is finalized is probably Death and War. At the end of the day, once we're all united and together, then we can finally figure out how we're gonna win this war, you know?
And also find a way to leave.
And, well, that part's probably not as difficult as we assume now. Especially with Death helping us out.
Yeah. But knowing our luck, the doors are probably in the Hell City.
Yeah, we'll probably have to go there, even though we really, 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 really do not want to. But if we go there with the right people, I'm pretty sure we can figure out a way to get back to our own playing field.
I like this plan.
I think it's good. I want to get to the others so badly.
Well, I mean, you have the... As I point to Steinar. You have the little communication thingy, right? For Andre?
Just Andre and Papa, yeah.
Okay. So if we do need to move because of, circumstances, or if we want to start trying to get Kari and Wrath earlier, we do have a way to let him know.
Do we know how to enter the pit?
We
It's
do have those
open
ways.
now.
Yeah.
That's what Lust said.
It's just
that
dependent
Thea
on
did
which way
that.
you go. Because one way could probably be more dangerous than the others.
Well, I mean, all the ways will be dangerous, but
Oh,
if we go the
yes, but
least
more
dangerous route,
dangerous.
they would probably assume we'd be going that route. And if we go the most dangerous route, I'm sure she'd least likely think we're gonna do that, but the things in there would probably kill us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think once we meet up with the others, we can finalize if we're going to enter through there or if we're going to head somewhere else. But we should, at least in my opinion, do it as soon as possible so we can really help those boys out before Thea gets to them.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
I know you've been obviously demon sensing everything. Is there a way you could try and demon sense them?
Demon sense who?
Kari and Wrath? So we know where they are in the abyss,
In the
maybe?
abyss?
Give us
I've
a
never tried to
better
do something
route.
that big before. I guess I could figure out if it's a possibility.
Never hurts
Let
to
me
try.
look through my kit real quick.
As Ashley's looking through her kit real quick,
She's just
Mop's gonna get
meditating like Ambrose.
pestilence and death, and real quick you get them in here so they're aware as well.
Okay.
Be safe.
You're gonna head off to
They're
go
not the
find them.
strangers.
I'm going to wait until they're back because I feel like I actually need to ask the hierarchy demon sense bros a question.
Okay. As we transition, I'm gonna catch Dunn up real quick on a few
Yeah.
things. So we'll be right back. Hello.
Hello.
So, to respond to your message, and I don't have to type all this out, to keep an idea, like at the first area in the Concubinus Ruins, they were like, is really where the succubus and incubus were. They kind of got to see like this telling in a way of their demise, which was largely by Zach. They saw that it was just slaughtered, burned, like some of which are just like shooting fish in a barrel. Some tried to fight back. They found some like leftover relics and remnants.
Oh, okay.
They found an ancient crypt, which is supposed to just be like the burial ground for all the previous kings and queens of the succubus and incubus land. They found that this was originally used as a safe bunker to hide from Zach, but a bunch of rubble with either fell or was intentionally put there. And they suffocated down there or starved to death or dehydrated or something. But there was like a huge note that talked about what Zach did, what the whole world in hell did to them, kind of like vilified the succubuses, incubuses being sex-driven, evil race of demons, and they kind of tried to defy that. And Ashley was able to sneak into this magically sealed chamber of death, which Death was actually very happy with the way that she tried to keep it preserved. And then Death was able to kind of finish it and make sure that death and that sacrifice would be forever preserved as they were leaving.
Okay. But
one few things he saw that was like a really respectful action was the way that Ashley tried to make sure it stayed the way it stayed. They then left there through the heat, death and pestilence unavoided. Ashley wasn't that bothered, but it was really Mop and Arya. They picked up a pet scorpion along the way that seemingly used to be ridden by the scorpions or the succubus and incubus. They get out of there, they sleep for a bit, but that's when they fight these fire creatures. Death just like was largely ineffective in that battle because they were so like out of reach up in the sky. And like Mop kind of got beat up too in that fight and just kept having as soon as Ashley sniped them out of the air, have them fall on his head. And then they finally get out. That's when they have to cross this huge chasm. Pestilence just kind of dips with the Shinigami. Death flies over with the power of different souls and spirits carrying him, but he gets very fucked up in that fight, nearly falls into the abyss and dies. Has to get help from Ashley and the others. And Arya nearly dies, but Ashley is able to save Arya. And then they get over. That's when Death starts getting really kind of very contemplative and a little bit frustrated. Pestilence starts to notice, and that's kind of like if you thought about what's been going on more, like a very like subtle way of like, you gotta think about it more, bro.
Right.
And then they head through, and then they find this like destroyed ship. Seems like something else, big creature destroyed it, and Death and Pestilence are like, I don't know what that would be, something that's that large, until they find this giant like stadium-sized metal dragon that flies over and like encircles them, and they have this weird conversation of lower level demons that are trying to learn English but are very bad at it. Eventually strike a deal. Death kind of is like watches them try to persuade to help for a while before he just steps up and persuades the whole thing and says like, if you want to be more powerful than what you are, I can strike a deal. And it was like this, it felt very smooth of Death just like all of a sudden like, all right, you guys are kind of losing this a little bit, let me steal this conversation and persuade them.
Okay.
Gets them onto the ship, intentionally tries to talk with the captain, which you find out is a human captain, who is a engineer that died a very long time ago in a world war. He is German, or essentially this world's German, Gajorda. Doesn't really say more on that, but he is metal from basically like he has this metal like big mustache that goes into mutton chops, and everything below that, including the mustache, is metal. He wears like a bunch of different captain's garbs. He's seemingly like built and designed all of this. But there is a demon lord that is this dark blue demon that doesn't seem very physically powerful, but is seemingly the one that he already struck a deal with. When Death was trying to kind of convince him, strike a deal with him, manipulate the situation more, the captain kind of just is like, no, fuck off. And so was the other demon lord, is like, yeah, we already made a deal. But Death was able to turn it around to make a deal where they would take them closer to the friends, to Thea, and then he just kind of left it in the Motley Misfits' hand of, all right, well, if they beat Thea, they have to leave. They have to be allowed to leave Hell. And it's then the Motley Misfits thing. They asked for some collateral, and which Arya gave an earring that is super important to her. And then they've kind of just been on the ship for a while. And that's when Pestilence was walking around. Death was kind of found like the best perch he could find, which is like a couple stories up looking over a balcony. And when Pestilence also went to go find a perch, ended up finding Death, that's when they had the conversation of it being very much like, hey, the Motley Misfits are kind of like the most powerful human beings there are. Some of them are barely human anymore at all. Like he can tell Mop is he's not the same. He doesn't die. He will die and reincarnate, but he might not even do that anymore. Ashley will essentially live forever. The two robots will probably live forever. And Pestilence like brought up the argument is like, they'll rust, they'll do that. And he's like, that's not how robots work anymore. Robots are essentially people that live forever. Like illnesses are already pretty much cured on Earth. World hunger really isn't a thing. There hasn't been a war since you guys left. Like, and he brought up all those concerns, and Pestilence was very much like, I don't know. And I did say war. He said Death be like, war would be a person that he'd want to consult fully before he makes a decision. But he's brought up the idea. This is where I kind of left it open of, we could strike, we could wait, we could use Zack as a ploy somewhere, or we could not. We could maybe find that they're worthy, maybe something else, maybe something needs to change with us, and kind of left it as an open point. First, and that's where Death left Pestilence to talk, and then Death was left in his room, and there was a fight that broke out because of Thea. But before that, and like slightly before the fight, Thea appeared to Death And this was the scene that I will throw on here. Hold on. Where was it? This one. I have music in the roll 20, but you wanted to jump in.
I'll join. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It more helps me than anything.
I've just been. I got bombarded with messages from Games for Love to do like a partnered event with them, and then I was talking to a bunch of other people about GTA shit. And
Gotcha. Lots of information all at once.
Then I was reading the D&D stuff, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm caught up. Okay, I'm good. All right, connect. Okay, let me just finish this email. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're on the call. I've heard everything. So, so in Death's mind, it's kind of like they're ascending beyond. Well, obviously, they've already ascended beyond the normal of a mortal coil,
and they're just ahead of the human race. Like there's ones like one of the person he noticed was Silver Lady, who helped them in the fight at the doors, like all of the robots, all of every technology piece that they had. She's been the one that's been constructing this primarily for them, but other people in the world are doing that too. Like without them, they've advanced so fast.
Yes, the mindset is
they've eclipsed it in a way.
Sorry, it's not that they're just special; they're just ahead, and that other humans could essentially reach their potential.
That. And then if everybody's living forever with no war, no hunger, no illness, then what do the horsemen do?
Either they have to stop the evolution or they have to evolve. I like that.
And that does put in mind of one thing Death did remember. Death saw it as more of like an angry thing. Is the archangels or seraphim, the celestials that came down and said, "Hey, you guys can't stay on Earth for long. You will not be the world's ruin." And they also said at the end of that of like, "Hey, this is a vacation for you guys. You ain't staying." But they also said at the end, people can change. No, even if you were made for one thing, it doesn't mean you have to be. So Death kind of has been seeing two paths.
Okay.
Is this and that, and this and that, and this and that.
I am in the I am in the roll 20, and I'm looking at your screen now.
Gotcha. The main thing is there is a scene that presented possibly a third option, or maybe furthered one or the other. Is Death was I had described to I let the players see this beginning part, but I didn't let them see the conclusion to kind of leave it open.
Okay.
Death was staring at a mirror, but not at himself, of other people, starting from young, aging, dying, another face. Kind of watching that cycle of life and not seeing it as a gruesome thing, but a beautiful thing. Remembering what it was before, as a figure appeared behind that visage he created. He saw a beautiful visage of Thea, wearing a light pink dress with a hemline that trails behind on the floor. It leads up to the wide belt that covers her torso, while short flowing sheer sleeves puff out gently just below the elbow. Her hair is done up in a gentle crown-like braid, and her eyes are just as gentle. Her form's softer, and she's a couple inch shorter than Death, opposed to a few taller. And she went and asked, "I sit with you, Death," which I had Death kind of be like, that brief bit of concern immediately fade in a millisecond to his usual charismatic self. "If it is to have pleasant conversation, gladly." And that's kind of where I started that. And she said, "I see you have a lot on your mind and heart these days." And while other things I had, but we can start from there if you like. She seems to be there in the room, but a gentle, almost in a weird way that Death knows is a ploy of some sort, a demure version of herself.
Okay. Repeat what she said, just so I can get my head wrapped around it. You said Thea, and my mind just like stopped, my jaw dropped. I was like, what? All right, so
she just appeared in Death's room, and then I'll start from the very beginning, and she just says, as he sees her in the reflection, she says, "May I sit with you, Death?"
And then you had it where he
I
charismatically said something, or that's where,
like he
where you
was
want to pick up.
he was I had initially he was caught with a just more of a description for everybody else. There was like a brief bit of concern that immediately faded to his charismatic but maybe not happy state of, if it is to have no more than pleasant conversation, then yes.
You know what this gives me?
Hmm.
This gives me Tywin and the Queen of Thorns vibes. I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, but it's just there. It's almost perfect.
I'm glad it's giving you a good visual image.
So that's where you want to pick up. Are we picking up with them, or is this like?
I'm gonna do this with you guys, unless you want me to show them the conclusion of the scene. But I left it as they didn't even know Death had this talk with Thea.
I mean, you're the DM. I'm fine with it because I feel like it gives them spice. Like they get the meta, but they don't know, so they can't really do anything.
Okay.
But you know,
yeah,
it's up to
I
you
like
as
it.
a
I like
DM,
it.
your style.
Let's jump back over that.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna finish the scene that we started earlier. We're starting a little bit back from what I concluded on, but we're starting with, I see you have a lot on your mind and heart these days, Death.
An immortal world can weigh very heavily on a man.
Is that so? Are you just a man?
I'd say Death's cold, distant expression maybe sharpens for a moment.
As it sharpens, she kind of lets out a very delightful laugh. You see, I know a great deal about you. Everyone, really. I know that you're angered at how things have changed. How weak you felt after I broke the world. I also know how self-important you think you are. How you feel yourself even above the other horsemen's domains. How the job of dealing with death is the utmost responsibility anyone can have. How the others simply ignore death.
I don't think Death would be looking at her. I think his face would be pointed away, like she's in the peripheral. I'm assuming they're like sitting together on a bench, perhaps.
Nice little couch in the room that was given you on the ship. Kind of like lounged, her like body leaned towards you slightly as Death is kind of looking off in the room, I guess.
Those predator-like eyes of Death, those yellow orbs, side-eye her, just like moving across, staring into the corner of his eyes. I am above my siblings' domains. Their domains lead to me. But humans are so interesting. They're evolving before my very eyes, and I don't think you're to blame, but you helped. I guess you could say you're some sort of Eve in this scenario of immortal humans, immortal immortals.
Isn't that a sight to think about?
It's horrifying.
What if I told you we could change that? What if I told you I could make you a god of death? Not this almost there power that can be overlooked by mortals. A true ability to enforce death on those that would try to escape it.
His mouth turns into a line and turns down ever so slowly. I don't think it's death of them that I want. I believe it is death of other things I seek. I think, as she goes to talk, he raises a finger up.
He kind of nods,
Shush
and
the bitch.
slowly closes her eyes, then looks back up at Death.
Hell,
They are some sort of blueprint. You helped shape that. You should take pride in it, not try to create something that will kill them all. What a terrible mother you are.
I've never
But
been
you-
a mother,
Oh,
and I never will. Just as you will never be a father to this world. To anyone, you ruin life that would be permanent. You make sure those that come die in each other's arms are pushed forward. You're one. Dare I even say, you're the weakest of the four. Spineless. Hides behind pride when it's shame you feel. I offer to change it, yet you bite the hand that feeds.
he steps up and walks a few steps away. And you see his hands like dip into his pockets of his pants. He takes a deep breath. You don't know my heart. I don't want to be a father. It is not guilt that I feel. And he turns to face her, and at this moment, it is grief that I feel. I mourn. I mourn for all the lives that I will never experience again. Death gave it meaning to me. The lives now will continue forever and become monotonous. His face expression becomes very melancholy in that moment. They will join me and know the suffering of eternal life. To deal with those like you who are so vile, but you just continue to worm your way into existence forever. I mourn for those that I will never cherish again. And in that moment, he's gonna dip into whatever wellspring of power of death he has and cast every spirit, soul, an image of them behind him, a wall of eternity, the wall of human life, the wall of natural life, all life behind him that he's helped usher into the whatever beyond there might be in this world. I would never accept anything from you, Thea. You stand on corpses.
I've always stand on corpses. As she stands, her eyes go pure, that magenta glow, and you see, holding out behind her, thousands, maybe tens of thousands. Doesn't amount to the amount death has seen and ushered thousands of years. He sees every perfect detail of every succubus and incubus. I stand on corpses because they were placed under my feet. So I pave everyone's paths with everyone. They may walk, I have.
Death crosses the room and takes Thea's hands into his and holds them up. You are so blind. You were an architect. You helped this blueprint come to life, and you don't see the beauty of it. You don't have to stand on corpses anymore. You can step off the hill. Look at them. Look at what you helped make. They're evolving, Thea. They're becoming more than us. You have a short time before they pass you. I have been around. You have been around. But we have stagnated. Even the small progression you've made, they will pass it.
You're so cute. Says and puts a hand on his cheek. You don't realize what they are, what you are. But I see the real you. The one that looks past the table. The one that realizes what all of this is. Every visage of you I've seen in this twisted game that I've been forced to play the villain in. I've been given this story, forced to walk it. And you can never understand that. But you can. But you can. If you are right, then you will kill me, and everything will be as you want. But when you are wrong, but even if you are right, you will know that this true story never truly ends. At this point, she is inches
Wait, oh,
from
sorry.
Death's face.
Can I do something brazen here?
You can try.
Okay, I would like a few minutes here for me to collect my thoughts, just very quickly, to try to think of how to best
Go
put this
for it.
forward. Okay.
Big line. Thrown at death.
Also, I'm just saying, everybody else can have death. I want the tortured, broken woman. I can help her. I can fix.
You can
Okay.
fix her. Death was trying to give her an opportunity.
I know. That's why I'm like, please, please. Where?
All right. Death moves to hold her. If she tries to, pull away, he's not trying to, forcefully tighten.
Mhm.
It's a gentle pull. Thea, you are like looking to a shattered mirror sometimes. I'm sure there are visages and images of us across the universes where we are together. I can see it. The love, appreciation, the hate, the disgust, the joy, the guilt, the shame of death shared between the two of us. He'll close the distance a little bit more. I accept if there is some sort of terrible future that waits. If you die and I'm wrong, I accept all of your burden. I will take the weight, the mantle. I will take it all. Our lives will be bonded even in your death. And as he's getting a little bit quieter as he's talking, he'll try to close the distance and embrace and a slow kiss with Thea.
She accepts it. Accepts it and kisses him back. And you see, does Death keep his eyes open or closed?
Oh, Death isn't romantic. His eyes closed.
As he closes his eyes, can't help but feel like the world and reality is spinning. And he doesn't understand it, but he sees visages of beings he's never seen, beings he can't quite comprehend who they are, but they seem familiar. Almost like Thea. These are Thea's visages that she mentioned. She sees a figure, large, white skin, muscular figure, dark hair, mustache, a gun at the side. A figure, eyes nearly squinted closed, pale skin, black and gray hair and armor. As she pulls away from the kiss, a few tears in her eyes. You poor child. You never understand. Like ribbons, she fades away.
As his fingers hold on to the wisps of her smoky disappearance, he'll softly and quietly say, "A kiss of death."
And at that moment, this is when the battle would start and Death hears alarms blaring. And then, not that long later, Death is greeted by Pestilence and the other Motley Misfits and the captain coming to make sure he's okay. And at the time, I had Death just kind of brush it off as just sitting in the room and say, I guess I was overlooked. I don't think anybody incited, but everybody was like, eh. I left it at that.
Incite. I didn't roll for it, but I found it sus.
And then after that, they cleaned up the thing. Death found out from Pestilence that the Shinigami that's been following you guys around was seemingly hit by something Thea could do that put them in a coma-like state. And Pestilence angrily was like, well, first of all, Death would notice Pestilence is in a different form. Where was the picture Pseudo put as they look more like? It's, yeah.
Where's Pseudo?
Somewhere lost
Asleep,
in Super
probably.
D&D chat.
It's there if you click the attachment. That is the visage. Pseudo said Pestilence has decided to reimagine themselves slightly before the fight.
Where is it? I'm sorry.
If you go into Super D&D chat and click use the attachment, I replied to Pseudo's comment.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's more elegant, but very looking figure. That version of Pestilence. I haven't been doing the new voice Pseudo did because it's hard to differentiate between Thea and what I'm assuming Pseudo was trying to do. So it's still Grandma when I talk as them. But Pestilence has brought you over to maybe try to fix it. Even though he says, I don't care if you don't like the Shinigami. I like the Shinigami enough. They carry me around, so wake them up.
Okay.
They're sitting there on a table in a lab.
I'm looking at the picture and then just hearing the voice in my brain's like, I can't compete.
Yeah.
Okay.
The voice, the throat's shriveled up. It keeps shriveling up. The body, not so much.
It's dry weather.
Raisin. It's a
It's
raisin.
dry in the ship.
She
I
doesn't have a
don't
cup
know
of
if I
water.
can do anything, but I will look at him.
He's death, kind of. You're death, kind of. No, you're death fully. He's death, kind of. He took your job when we got sent to jail.
At the moment of Death reaching down toward the Shinigami, and then his sister, Pestilence, says this, his left hand is what he was reaching with. Just veins burst across the palms of his hand, across the back, and he grabs the Shinigami a little bit maybe rougher than he intended, yanks him toward him.
No. Hey, I know I don't say it well, but someone needed to take care of people dying. So Zach was like, oh, I'm gonna get these people and completely change the fucking demons, whether they wanted to or not. So cut him some slack. He's just doing his job. He says he likes you. He thinks you're cool.
You see, like he just looks so fed up with it. The moment he starts, cool. He thinks I'm cool.
Said he had a lot of respect for you. There's a difference, but to paraphrase, stay hip with the kids, how they speak these days.
The next thing you're going to say is Riz, and I'm going to cut your head off if you say it.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, and it scares me.
Sounds like something that fuckwad robot with that peppy attitude said.
I don't even know what you're talking about. He just turns and looks back at the Shinigami. What can I do here?
Looking it over, it seems like their energy is blocked. And since Shinigami are made up of the energy of death, they are unable to operate.
He lets go of him and looks at Pestilence. Sister, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but he's dead. Not dead, but dead.
Well, no shit. He's a Shinigami.
Yeah. No, dead.
Oh,
Useless.
What? No dead.
He's
He's alive?
He's dead. But not dead, but dead.
You don't make any sense. Speak
He's
clearly.
not. He can't do anything. He's useless. It's like
Make him less useless. I don't need a
I
potato.
we could eat him.
What?
You could take some of his power, and I could take some of it. It would be a good little boost.
Then who's going to carry me around?
You won't need to be carried. Well,
I like
actually,
being
you know
carried.
what? Better yet, since you would tap into the powers of this Shinigami of Death, maybe you'd get speedier, or perhaps you could summon spirits that would carry you.
I can already do that, but they're slow. This guy's fast.
Exactly. Perhaps his spirits are fast.
You don't want to help, you can leave. I'll figure it out.
I will figure it out. No, I will.
Watching you, don't eat him.
I don't know. I would eat him if I did.
Exactly.
Turns and like,
I have ears, very good ones.
Westland has a really high perception bonus.
Death squints, furrows his brows, and then just holds up one finger and shoots a beam of red energy at the Shinigami. Just death energy, not attempting to kill him. He's attempting to give just like a fucking drop to this person.
Okay.
See if it makes contact.
Okay. I will say, if Death wants to, he can give one of his max HP, revive them permanently. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
One extra max HP, gone.
Yeah, he would do it.
Just gave him a small bit of his essence, and you see the Shinigami kind of glows this red color, where they kind of sit up. Saved again, I see. Those that are better. Kind of immediately gets up and bows. Hands and knees.
See, that wasn't so hard, was it, Death?
No.
Thank you.
Stanley just staring down at the man. Please get up.
Child. Stands. Do we know what that was? That to me.
No idea.
I wasn't there. You have to talk to the others.
You had some sort of blockage, and I don't know what it was really made by. Honestly, I just stopped you from dying, which goes against almost everything I'm about. And he starts looking at Pestilence, a little upset for a moment, but it eases away. But technically, you can't die, so.
To be, I think, technical, I was always dead.
Death rolls his eyes.
See, I told you.
already dead.
I do not know how existence worked. You are made from spirits dying in a way that was corrupted. That's how Shinigamis came to be. Their passage from life to death is interrupted. either become a ghost, Earth, or become a Shinigami.
That actually looks quite interested.
Because this is all information Death didn't know. Because this is what happened when he was locked away in the abyss.
Mhm. That is interesting. And Death begins to, like, circle around the Shinigami like a vulture around a carcass.
Kind of like put their arms up a little bit. Like, okay, if that's what you want to do, I'm obliging.
You just go to show the beauty of life, having death.
Indeed. Those
Death.
that allow themselves to die get to hold on to memories that are impermanent. Like gold.
I say Death doesn't honestly know how to show appreciation or respect toward individuals that aren't his siblings or people he like favors because they're interesting. Now that he is interesting, he's feeling awkward because he's like, just moments ago I was talking about eating him, but now I like him. So he's struggling with, like, what do I do here?
You see Pestilence almost like
Feel
reading
bad.
your mind though, kind of like moves up behind the Shinigami and just like does eyebrows at you, like like you should have given him a chance before. Kind of look. This
And Death will
shitty
raise
Korean sibling smile.
one hand and like place it on the Shinigami's shoulder. I see you now.
Was to before.
Understand. Before, you were in my mind a usurper, a wall that I needed to destroy. But now, I understand that you are but a child.
Comparison. Yes.
Your first memory is so different than mine. Creation is so interesting, isn't it? I awoke. I remember it. I woke up and I was just drifting in darkness. I don't even know what I looked like then. So long ago. I woke up and I was staring at this beautiful orb. It was emitting so much, I don't know, power, energy, life. It was burning so brilliantly. They're called stars now. But back then I just called them souls. It exploded. And then I felt myself just fully coming to life then, as the light went traveling through the darkness. And more souls began to appear. Looks like he's looking off into like a great distance, and then he looks back at the Shinigami, realizing, I just had an old man rambling moment.
Can't have one if it's not, have to have at least one for a dumb character.
True.
No, it's good.
He takes his hand away and just kind of looks at it like, oh, maybe he got dirt. Like it's a brief moment, like, oh wait. I apologize. And I respect you for carrying the mantle. I guess I appreciate you. I'm going to leave now. He just turns and walks away.
As you turn and walk away, we will end there, but he will see, I believe, Mop that was coming to try to collect
Oh,
Death and
okay.
Pestilence to have a bit of a conversation. So the next time we play, we'll start with that conversation of Mop getting you guys together.
Ooh, fun.
But thanks, Dunn, for coming in at the end and coming back and getting to do some couple of really fun scenes.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Thanks for the
You
rest
finally
of
got to
y'all.
have a romance with me, I guess.
Oh, for sure. I love it. That was actually a fun scene. It was awesome.
It could have been me.
Nope. No. Couldn't
Listen, I was sitting there in the call, and then Purple describes Thea, and he's describing Thea from Death's point of view, and it did not sound in the moment of the description like Death hated this person.
Oh.
He described a visage of like almost soft beauty in a way, and I was like, oh, I can't ignore this
Called
now.
manipulation.
They are fucking with Death hard, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, but Death just get a soft spot for those that have had to like
Uh-huh.
carry Death with them. It's not easy.
Oh, I have someone you'll love to meet. We just gotta meet up with them.
I just love how the part
Mm.
where Death was like, they're evolving. You know, we stay stagnant, and then afterwards you're like, I don't understand this Riz. What is this? Who are
They've
these
gone
people?
too
Why are they
far.
going too far.
Honestly, in the moment, Death was. Well, actually, I don't want to tell you what Death was thinking.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I do.
It was awesome nonetheless. I just love there's so many sides to this to your Death.
Yeah.
Just like elegant fucking speaks them words, and then the goofy side, which is just as great. We could eat them.
We could.
I think the next time we will all play is on the 6th. Just so everybody knows. But before that, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, of course, you guys for playing, and we'll see you next time.